All righty. Well, happy Labor Day to everybody. Club Atlantis is doing another discussion that we do always do, and on that wrestling tip tonight. And today, on that wrestling tip today, and today we're going to be talking about the AEW pay-per-view All Out, which happened last night. The three of us watched it, and we all have some thoughts on it. So, at this point, I'm going to pass it to my colleagues.
Alrighty, so All Out has come and gone. All the suckers was jumping up and down because CM Punk was coming back. They acted like Jesus has risen or something again. That one dude was crying in the damn crowd or some shit.
Oh,
but how'd y'all feel about it? Did it suck? Was it good to y'all? How'd y'all feel about it?
Me, I had fun watching this show. Now, I'm not gonna hype it up like a lot of these people on the internet I've seen. Like, oh, this was the greatest show I've ever seen in my lifetime. No, there's been better wrestling pay-per-views I've seen in my lifetime, whether old school or some even in the modern era I've seen. But this was a fun show. It was a fun show from top to bottom. There was a lot of good stuff on it. There was a couple things that happened where I wasn't really feeling too much. But overall, I had fun watching the show.
I thought it was well structured with the way they booked it, the way the matches were placed and everything. Like, if there's one thing you can't shit on about this card, whether you love or hate AEW, is the way they structured it. Like, top to bottom, it was very well structured. And, I mean, we watched it together. I don't know, because it's like, with the experience, it's different when you're watching it with homies versus watching it solo dolo. But I remember, I had fun looking at it with y'all.
To be honest, this was probably one of the best pay-per-views that I have watched in a while. That is different from WWE. And I'm not even going to talk about the folks on the internet. They feel the way they feel. You know, if they think it's the best, best thing since sliced bread, that's how they feel about it. I've actually seen some reviews where people give it like top-notch grades. And I understand why. This was a very well-structured card. Even though I had my doubts for Punk being close to the end, not main eventing, but after seeing the finish, I understand why. This was well put together. The women's matches really impressed me because lately they have not been. But they impressed me a great deal. They put their heart and soul into it. Everything was put together so well. Was it perfect? It had some hiccups here and there, but to be honest with you, I was really impressed, and I had a good time watching it. Shoot, I was so hyped, I couldn't sleep for 2 hours. So I'm kind of happy it's Labor Day, because I would have been exhausted going into work with no voice. So I'm kind of happy. I was real hyped, and that's the most hype I have felt in a while. So I enjoyed myself. Oh, I actually did see the Jungle Boy match. I actually did see that match. It was pretty good.
I didn't see that, like I said, because I came in late. Because at the same time, viewers and people watching this, at the same time that this was going on, I was also looking at the Southern 500. So I was kind of flipping back and forth. So I came in late, and I missed that match. But I did start at the Kingston versus Miro match.
I did catch the end when Orange Cassidy got his goofy ass. Well, that part made me smile. That part made me really, 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 really happy. And I know some people are like, why all the hatred for Orange Cassidy? Because of shit like what he did in that match. Your homies is getting their ass beat. And what did he do? Hands in the pocket, being goofy, being silly. So when they started beating his ass, I was happy as hell. I was happy as hell when that Hardy and that big Rob Zombie on steroids looking motherfucker beat his ass. I was happy as hell.
Oh, man. I'm going to say this. Orange Cassidy, he has his place. He has his place on the card.
I guess I'm the only person in this group that likes Orange Cassidy. Mainly because Orange Cassidy's character, he is different from anything that I've seen. The guy really doesn't care. Like, when he just goes in there with his shades on, like he don't have a care in the world. But then when he cares, it means something. And when he does care, good grief. He's probably one of the best wrestlers I have seen. Quick, clean, And when it comes to suicide dives, who does a suicide dive with his hands in his pockets?
Teenage. He ripped off a goddamn Pokemon to create his character.
Wait, Orange Cassidy is a Pokemon?
Yeah. No,
Really?
Blackhawk is a Pokemon that does the same thing, the same demeanor. His whole character was ripped off from a goddamn Pokemon character.
Not like anybody knows that, except for those who are into Pokemon.
And we grew up with the shit, man.
We grew up.
I grew up with Pokemon, but I don't know every single Pokemon there is. I only know the ones that people know. I'm just
okay. I'm gonna ask you this.
But anyway,
if you grew up with Gen 1 and Gen 2, that's OG. If you grew up with the first two gens, you probably know the first two gens. After Gen 3, if you don't know that, I can understand.
I was around the first two generations. I don't know about the rest.
Right.
I'm not that big of a diehard, but regardless, Orange Cassidy's character is different from what I have seen. I like it. Shoot, if you see his merch, the guy just has a sneaker with an orange on it. He has like a Converse with an orange on it, and then his shirt just has his face on it. That's gold to me. I love that.
I'll
That's
give
gold.
him some credit. At least he executes it well. He executes it well. It's a ripoff, but it's executed well.
And Jurassic Express, who is not rooting for them? I know I am. I'm rooting for Jungle Boy.
I was happy.
I'm rooting for Luchasaurus. I forgot about the other guy.
I was happy as hell watching him get that ass whooped.
Marco Stunt. That's his name. Marco Stunt. He's the guy with the black hair that looked like looked like a kid. Mm-hmm. But I'm rooting for Jurassic Express. I want them to get the tag team titles.
I for real thought that was Little Nicholas. I thought Nicholas joined the AEW too.
No.
Adam Cole. There you go. Right. No. Nicholas too. Damn. I thought he got some, a few years older and joined.
And the Best Friends, who doesn't like Best Friends? Every time they hug, there's like a major pop throughout the crowd. It was like, hug it out.
That's people with a yaoi fetish, I guess. Ain't nobody trying to watch two grown men hugging up on each other. That's the Billy and Chuck section.
No, that is not yaoi. But anyway, let's not get into that.
Me and Ray are cool, but we ain't about to be hugging each other every day. That's all I'm saying.
We dap up. I don't hug another man. I dap up
another man, nah.
But if you, I guess you guys didn't see it, so I guess you really can't give it a rating. But I'm looking on Bleacher Report. They gave it a C+. Me, to be honest with you, I liked it. I'll probably either give it a B- or a B. But mostly, I'll give it a B-. It actually was a pretty good match. I wouldn't give it a C+ though, like they did, but I mean, I give it a B-. It actually was pretty
a kickoff. It was a kickoff match, so even though they were doing the goofy shit, I was standing there,
It was a good way to start off.
I was like, remember Dark Knight Rises when Bane was beating Batman's ass and the motherfucker was in the rafters just glaring at the whole thing? That was me looking at that match. But I was like, it's a kickoff match. Don't let it take away from the show. It's a kickoff match.
It was fun. It was a great way to kind of get the crowd going, get the energy going.
And then when Orange Cassidy got his ass whooped, I was like, yeah, that's right. This is a grown man environment. His ass.
It was weird though, towards the very end, Orange Cassidy came out with Chris Statlander, but we'll get into that later. But